We're doing some banana bread today because you know why? Banana bread is amazing. Everybody makes great banana bread. That's a fact. But there's always ways to make banana bread better. So this is how I make banana bread. I'm not saying you need to use my recipe. You can use your recipe, but you might pick up some ideas that you might want to use for your own. Step 1, measure out some bananas. My recipe calls for 12 ounces of peeled bananas. So if you have some bananas that are like this level of ripeness, that's fine, but I like overall for the bananas to still have a little bit of structure because that can help keep the cake, the banana bread, it's cake, let's be real. They can help keep the banana bread light and fluffy. So you want to not have too much gooified banana mixture. Gonna mash them up a little bit. Could obviously do this in a food processor, but that is way too much work for me because the cleanup to effort ratio is all screwy. So once the bananas are mostly mashed up, add a little bit of Greek yogurt. And this stands in for, some recipes might call for buttermilk or sour cream or something. I think Greek yogurt has a really good thickness. It helps keep the batter really thick. And a thick batter is what is gonna like crown really high in the oven when you see that really satisfying split across the top. Also some vanilla to bring out the aroma of the banana, and 2 whole eggs. So really cool trick is that egg yolks contain a starch dissolving enzyme. So if you happen to have slightly underripe green bananas, you can make this mixture, mash it up, and leave it for about 30 minutes. And the enzymes in the egg yolks will act on the starches in the underripe bananas and convert them to sugars naturally. It's the same process that you would have when a banana ripens on its own on the counter, so it can help bring out a better banana flavor even if your bananas aren't fully ripe. Actually assembling the banana bread itself is extremely easy. You're gonna combine all-purpose flour, toasted sugar. So toasted sugar is plain white sugar that has been stuck in an oven for a little bit. It could be an hour, it could be 5 hours. It's a personal preference issue. In either case, the sugar is gonna taste a little bit less sweet and a little more complex, nutty, toasty, a little caramelly, some toffee butterscotch notes, that kind of thing. Next ingredient is a little bit of oat flour. The idea is just to get a little bit of whole grain flavor into the banana bread. It pairs really nicely with the banana flavor itself and just kind of brings out some of its earthier qualities. It's a cool bonus ingredient. Don't sweat it if you don't have it. It's not worth the pain and suffering. Salt, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, cloves. So cloves and banana share an essential oil in common. So if you are making a banana recipe, whatever it is, a little bit of cloves can help the banana taste more banana-y. Nutmeg. Nutmeg also shares a little bit in common with bananas, so it's playing a similar role as the cloves, just bringing a wider flavor in. Coconut oil. You might say, why not use butter? The answer is, coconut oil has more fat, and that keeps it rich and moist. That sound. Keep going and mixing this until the coconut oil has completely disappeared and created this fine, powdery mix, just like it's a banana muffin mix. And in fact, you could use it that way, storing a jar of it on the shelf until you're ready to add the liquid wet ingredients. Gonna add our mashed banana, Greek yogurt, eggs and vanilla, the wet ingredients, just all at once into the bowl. At this stage, I'm only gonna keep mixing until the flour has been fully absorbed, which is now, and then I'm gonna finish with some toasted pecans. And then whenever I'm done mixing any kind of batter, I always scrape the bowl and fold it a couple times from the bottom up, just to make sure there's nothing unmixed left behind. So the cool thing about this batter is you can bake it off however you want. I'm gonna bake it off into 2 8-inch loaves. These are called 1-pound loaf pans. That's perfect for this recipe. You can split the batter evenly. You can make it in a large pan. If you got one of those like 10-inch loaf pans, that works too. You can divide it up like muffins. It's really up to you and how you want to do it and what equipment you have available. I really like to just cut a strip of parchment to line the pan. This isn't 100% necessary. You can obviously just grease the pan really well and it'll come out, but for me, it's just like really nice to have that added insurance of knowing it's not gonna stick. There's 0 chance of that, and you can get the clean release on the loaf. Some people say if you make a little stripe with a wet knife down the middle like that, it'll crown better. I've never believed that. That sounds like a load of hooey to me. I cut a wet batter with a knife. Let's see if that does anything. I'm gonna bake these loaves at about 350 until they're well risen and golden brown. And let's see how they do. I'll shuck my corn. That actually helped. Look at this nice little split. I am really surprised. I did not believe that running a wet knife through the batter would have such a profound impact on how the batter split, but it did. I mean, this one still rose and split nicely. So after the loaves bake, I just let them cool at room temperature directly in the pan. That's because banana bread is warm and fragile, and I know you want to eat it. I want to eat it too, but it's just gonna fall apart. And also, when cakes are hot, they're very gummy and dense. So you may think it's underdone or raw, but that's not true. It's just too hot. So wait, have patience. Hey, banana bread's ready. Now we can eat it. It's cutting time. I'm gonna slip a little butter knife onto each end just to make sure it's not stuck anywhere. And it helps with a nice clean release. And then you can tug on the parchment so that it lifts out, and then just pick it right up. A good sharp serrated knife helps a lot get good clean slices. So if you don't have one, it's a good option. Classic banana bread needs nothing more than a thin smear of butter. It's perfect. I'm just gonna put some butter on this bad boy because I don't have enough. You wouldn't believe it, it's banana bread.